Hello everyone, welcome to my video. Today we'll be doing a new chapter and let's begin it with a positive quote. Life is a math equation. In order to gain the most, you need to know how to convert your negatives into positives. So moving ahead, if you see that I have highlighted this word equation, that means our chapter revolves around this word equation. Now look at these three examples. A number added to 41 gives 100. 4 pens and a pencil cost rupees 23. The sum of three consecutive odd numbers is 201. Find the three numbers. So these are your random statements which can be expressed in the form of a mathematical equation. Okay. So here in the first example, there is a number that gets added to 41 to give me 100. So I don't know that number. So in math, one great thing is that you can substitute the unknown as a variable. So let that variable be x and then frame an equation and then find the value of this unknown. So x when gets added to 41 gives me 100. So if I want to solve this to find the value of that number, I can solve it because the rest other values are known to me. And only this is the unknown value. So if I want to get rid of 41 from the left hand side, so this side of the equal to sign is called as left hand side and this is called as right hand side. And whenever this algebraic expression is separated by an equality sign, this mathematical statement is called as an equation. So if I want to get rid of this 41 from my left hand side of the equation, I'll have to subtract it from both the sides. So x plus 41 minus 41 gives me 0, and then subtracting both the sides means right hand side will also get subtracted to balance the equation, to remain or to keep the value of the equation same. So 100 minus 41, which gives me 59. This way we find the value of that unknown number. Now 4 pens and pencil cost rupees 23. I don't know the cost of one pen or one pencil, so I'll write it as a variable. Let the cost of pen be y and let the cost of pencil be z. So 4 pens plus 1 pencil, 1 z means 1 z, gives you rupees 23. Since I have two unknown over here, so I need one more equation to solve and find the value of both the variables. Third example, the sum of three consecutive odd numbers is 201. Find the three numbers. So let the consecutive odd numbers be x. Next odd number will be x plus 2. After that, one more 2 to get the next consecutive odd number. So x plus 2 is x plus 4. Or there is one more way to assume the three consecutive unknown odd numbers as, let the middle number be x. So the previous number will be x minus 2 and afterwards the next number will be x plus 2. You can assume like this also or this also. So let's move ahead with this. So the sum of three consecutive odd numbers is 201. That means if these are my three numbers, three consecutive odd numbers as per the condition, the sum of them is 201. So find the three numbers. So 1x plus 1x plus 1x is nothing but 3x, plus 2 plus 4 is 6, is equal to 201. Subtracting 6 from both the sides, that means minus 6 over here, minus 6 over here, to balance the equation. So 3x plus 6x plus 6 minus 6 is 0. 201 minus 6 is 195. Now again I want to find the value of x, but 3 is multiplied over here, so I need to divide both the sides by 3. Hence we get x is equal to 195 divided by 3, that is 65. So the one of the numbers is 65. So next number is x plus 2. So 65 is the first number, 65 plus 2, that is 67, is the second number, and 65 plus 4, that is 69 is the third number. So these three numbers are the required numbers, which when added give me the sum 201. You can cross check also by adding these three numbers whether you get 201 or not. So this is the way we use mathematics to ease a lot of our problems. Now if I tell you all that there is some common thing in these equations, okay, there is some common thing in these equations. I'll simplify this and write 3x plus 6. The power of the variables in these equations is 1. So the degree of these equations, what is degree? We may have learnt in the previous classes or in the previous topics. The degree is the highest power of the variable, of any variable in the equation. So there is one variable over here, highest power, the power is x raised to the power 1. Its power is 1, 1, 1. So the degree is 1. Okay, so such equations having degree 1 are called as linear equations. Linear equations. Okay, now if I remove this example, there is one more similarity between these two equations. That is, there is only one variable. In the second example there were two variables. In this example there is only one variable, that is x. So such equations having only one variable in them are called as linear equations in one variable. So today we are going to start a topic named as linear equations in one variable. So before actually solving the problems, I would like you all to know what do you mean by the solution of an equation. Whenever you have an equation like the one we have taken in the previous sum, that is 3x plus 6 is equal to 201. So this variable means it can take any values, so its value can change. But if I want to claim this as an equation, this equation or this LHS will be equal to RHS only when this value has a fixed, or this variable has a fixed value. Not all the values substituted as x will give me 201. Consider when x is equal to 1, if I want to write x is equal to 1, so 3 into 1 plus 6 is equal to 201. Is it true? Is it true? 3 plus 6 is 9. Is 9 equal to 201? No. So substituting the values is an important task. So whatever the value that fixes into the variable, that value is called the solution of this equation. So as we have solved in the previous problem, the value of x we got was 3x is equal to 195, x is equal to 65. So the value of this x which satisfies this equation, satisfying equation means it gives LHS equal to RHS. So this value, when satisfies the condition of this equation, this value is called as the solution of the equation. Next thing is an equation. An equation is like a balance. So is like a balance, a weighing balance, or the one that you see while going for purchasing groceries. So this is a pan, this is a pen, and you have this balance. Okay, so an equation is like a balance. This indicator is like my balance. I'll say that the equation is balanced when these two have same mass or same weight. Okay, so only when LHS is equal to RHS it will be called as an equation. So you need to remember these 2 points. Now consider this example that if I have some goods in this pan and a mass of 1 kg in this. So the two balancing means that these goods weigh equal to a mass of 1 kg. Okay, but if I add few more goods on this side, approx 500 grams, so this will go like this or bend towards the goods. So to balance that again, I'll have to add 500 grams over here also. So to balance this, whatever changes I do on one side of the balance, I'll have to do on the other side also. Whatever change, if I add 500, I'll have to add 500 over here. If I subtract 500, I'll have to subtract 500 over here. So that is what we do in mathematical equations also. So if I want to get rid of 4x is equal to 100, so if I want to get rid of 4, I need to divide by 4. So if I divide by 4 on one side of this equation, I'll have to divide the other side also. This way the equation keeps its value and it is balanced. So I've got rid of 4 from the left hand side, and what is the value of this equation? So it's 25. This way we solve mathematical equations. So here is the first question of the day. Select the actual solution of the given linear equation. So we have this linear equation. We are supposed to select out of these what will be the solution of this equation. Always you need to know that understanding the question is the first most important task in physics and maths problems. So as I said, the solution means if I substitute any of these values in place of the variable, that is x, this equation should stand true. So one way of doing that is trying to substitute these options and checking whether LHS is equal to RHS or not. But the correct way, if you don't know these options, then how will you solve? This is a very simple equation. So there is a correct way, genuine way how to solve this. So let's move ahead with the solution. I want to get rid of this 2, 5 and 7 from LHS because there is a rule that you need to keep unknown variable on one side and all the known numbers on the other side of the equation or the other side of the equal to sign. If you want to find the value of the variable, that is x, you will have to take all the known numbers on the other side, but it's not an easy task. You need to follow basic mathematical operation rules. Okay, so let us begin. First I'll get rid of this 7. So 5x by 2, this is minus 7 over here. So if I want to make this minus 7 0, then you need to add a 7 over here, right? So if I add a 7 on the left hand side, I'll have to add 7 on the other side also. So right now, since it's a very simple sum and the first sum, I'm showing it to you all over here, adding 7 on both the sides. So now the equation stands true, it's balanced. Now next step would be 8 plus 7, that is 15. I want to get rid of this 5 by 2. You can do it together also, or you can do it separately also. You can take 2 first over there and then 5 later on. But if I want to neutralize this 5 by 2, I'll have to multiply both the sides by 2 by 5. Correct? So I multiply 2 by 5 over here as well as on the other side. So now simplify this. 2 cancels, 5 cancels out. So x is equal to 5 1s are 5 3s are 15, 3 2s are 6. So the value of or the solution of this equation is 6. So now you substitute this 6 over here and check whether the equation stands true or not. It's your task of confirming whether x is equal to 6 or there is some other value which proves this equation. Moving on to the next question. Solve the following equations. That means again we are supposed to find the value of the variable, unknown variable. Let's begin. Now I want to the basic rule is to bring all the unknown terms on one side and the known on the other one. That means my task is to bring this 4 on the side of 2 or 2 on the side of 4, and this fraction of 2 by 9 on the side of 4 by 3, or this fraction of 4 by 3 on the side of 2 by 9. So I'll prefer to keep m on the left hand side. So I want to get rid of 4m from the right hand side. That means since this is plus 4m, I'll subtract 4m from both the sides. That means subtracting 4m from both the sides. And I want to get rid of this minus 2 by 9 on this side. So I'll have to add 2 by 9 on both the sides. So add 2 by 9 on both the sides. That will keep my equation balanced. So my next step is 2m minus 4m. So minus 2 by 9 plus 2 by 9 gets cancelled and becomes 0. Hence that is equal to 4m minus 4m becomes 0, and we have added also plus 2 by 9. So now I have all the unknown terms on one side, known terms on the other side. 2m minus 4m is nothing but minus 2m. Now we cannot operate these fractions until the denominators are same. So we need to make their denominators same. How do we do that? Taking LCM. LCM of 3 and 9 is 9. So I'll have to make both the denominators 9. How will I do that? Multiplying numerator by 3 and denominator by 3. That means 4 into 3. I am explaining it every step in detail at the moment. Later on when we solve numerical or word problems, I won't be able to show you in so much detail. So please try and understand over here itself. So making the denominator same, because I have to operate with these two fractions. So taking the LCM, that is 9, and I want to make this denominator as 9. So I'll have to multiply 3 with 3 to get 9. So if I multiply denominator by 3, I'll have to multiply numerator also by 3. Moving ahead, I will keep this standby until the denominators become same. Over here, minus 2m is equal to minus 4 into 3 is minus 12 upon 9 plus 2 upon 9. Now the denominators are same. So I'll keep a common denominator for both the fractions. Hence, I can now operate with the numerators. So this gives me minus 2m is equal to minus 12 plus 2 is minus 10 upon 9. Minus minus on both the side cancels off. What we have is 2m is equal to 10 by 9. Now I want to get rid of this 2 also, because I want the value of m. So I'll divide both the sides by 2 to get the value of m. So 2m divided by 2 is m. 10 by 9 divided by 2 is 10 by 9 into 2. 2 1s are and 2 5s are 10. So m is equal to 5 by 9. This is my solution. Solving one more question of the same type. 6 into bracket 4y minus 2 is equal to 3 into bracket 5 plus 3y. Now here my task is simple. This 6 is common to the whole left hand side, 3 is common to the whole right hand side. So I can directly eliminate 3 from both the sides. That is, this 6 is nothing but 3 into 2, and 4y minus 2 is equal to 3 and 5 plus 3y. If I eliminate, that is divide both the sides by 3, this gets cancelled, and what are we left with? 2 into 4y minus 2 is equal to 5 plus 3y. Let us keep this also in bracket meanwhile. Now opening this bracket, because I can't do anything until I open this bracket. 2 4s are 8. 8y minus 4 is equal to 5 plus 3y. Now your first task is to bring all the unknown terms on one side and known terms or known values on the other side. So I have to take 3y on the other side. How do I do that? So subtracting 3y on both the sides. Why? Because it is added on the right hand side. Plus 3y. So when I do minus 3y, it will become 0 and I get the 3y eliminated from the right hand side. So 8y minus 3y. I want to get rid of this minus 4. So I'll have to add 4 on both the sides, right? So adding 4, minus 4 plus 4 gives you 0. Over here 5, 3y and minus 3y gone. We have added 4, so we are left with this. 8y minus 3y is 5y is equal to 9. Therefore, y is equal to, dividing both the sides by 5 gives me 9 by 5. But my answer is not over yet. Either I'll have to convert this into mixed fraction or a decimal point, because denominator is less than numerator. Hence, I'll choose the option of converting this into a mixed fraction. So when I divide 9 by 5, my quotient is 1, 5 ones are 5, remainder is 4, and the divisor again 5. So this is my solution of the equation 1, 4 by 5. You can cross check it. 5 ones are 5 plus 4, 9, 9 by 5. You go back to this previous step. Now next question, solve and verify your results. That means we are supposed to first solve, find the value of y, and then verify whether y, the value that we have found for y, if we substitute back into this equation, will give me a balanced equation or not. Okay, so let's move ahead. Now over here, the LHS consists of two different fractions with different denominators, and RHS one fraction and 6 as a denominator. Now try and find the LCM of all these three numbers or in the denominator. Why? Because once I get the LCM, I'll be able to eliminate the denominator from both the sides. So my major problem gets solved. So the LCM of 4, 3 and 6 will be 12. So 4 3s are 12, 3 4s are 12 and 6 2s are 12. So let's begin with our next task, that is 3y minus 9 upon 4 plus 2y plus 1 upon 3 is equal to 7y minus 1 upon 6. So if I want to convert these denominators in 12, so I'll have to multiply the denominator by 3 over here. So I'll multiply the numerator also by 3 to keep it balanced. Over here, if I want to make this denominator 3 into 12, if I want to convert this into 12, I'll multiply the 3 by 4. Similarly, I'll multiply numerator also by 4. If I want to convert this into 12, I'll multiply 6 into 2, and similarly I'll have to multiply to balance the value of this fraction. I'll have to multiply both the numerator as well as denominator by 2. Now the best thing that we see over here is starting now. Open this bracket. 3 3s are 9y minus 27 plus upon 12 plus 4 2s are 8y plus 4 upon 12 equals 2 7s are 14y minus 2 upon 12. Now since the denominators are same, I can now operate with these two fractions together. Therefore I can bring both the denominators and merge it to one, that is 9y minus 27 plus 8y plus 4 divided by, since the denominators are same, I add both the numerators now, and 14y minus 2 upon 12. Now see, both the denominators are same. If I multiply LHS by 12 and RHS by 12, it balances the equation and gets rid of the 12 in the denominator. So eliminating or multiplying 12 on both the sides, I get this eliminated. 12 ones are 12 ones are. So my next step will be 9y plus 8y gives you 17y, minus 27 plus 4 gives you minus 23, which is equal to 14y minus 2. Getting this y or the unknown terms on one side and the known terms on the other side. (17y minus 14y) equals 23 minus 2. So 3y is equal to 21. Y is equal to 21 divided by 3. That is y is equal to 7. Now we have found the value of y. Now my next task is to verify whether this 7 holds true for this equation or not. So let's begin substituting the value of 7 in the LHS first, then RHS. So LHS, (3 into 7 minus 9 upon 4 plus 2 into 7 plus 1 upon 3). And what is my RHS? 7 into y, that is 7 minus 1 upon 6. So 3 7s are 21 minus 9, 12 by 4 plus 2 7s are 14 plus 1 15 by 3. So 12 by 4 is 3 plus 15 by 3 is 3 5s are 15, which is nothing but 8. Now let's see whether RHS is 8 or not. 7 7s are 49 minus 1 48 upon 6. 6 8s are 48. Hence my LHS equals RHS and verified. So the solution of the equation is y is equal to 7, and we have also verified our result. So this is the way we are supposed to solve such type of questions. Solve the equation and then verify your result. Verify means put that value which you have found into the equation and check whether LHS value and RHS value are equal or not. So now in this question, find the value of x in the following equations. So the first one is 2 into 3x plus 1 plus x square is equal to x plus 3 into x plus 2. Now do not get scared with what, oh, x square, how did the degree become 2? So since it is beyond the scope of your syllabus as well as this video, we are doing only linear equations in one variable. So it's linear, hence the power should be 1. So don't get scared. The first thing is, try and think of all the mathematical knowledge that you have and apply it. So I'll first have to multiply or open the bracket. That means once you start solving the problem, things will get simplified and your problems will get solved. So 6x, 2 1s are 2, plus keep x square as it is, don't touch it, consider it as an inflammable substance, x. Now multiplying this bracket into bracket, there is a particular way how to multiply one bracket with other. So first term of the first bracket multiply by the second full bracket, then second term is plus 3, that is second term of the first bracket multiply by the whole bracket. Remember this multiplication, this will be helpful for you in future. So 6x plus 2 plus x square gives you, now open this bracket, x into x is x square plus 2x plus 3x plus 6. Wow, now you see plus x square on both the sides. If I subtract x square from both the sides, that means minus x square and minus x square. I will get rid of this x square. Hence I am left with only 1 degree variables or power 1 variables. 2x plus 3x is nothing but 5x and plus 6. So remember the ground rule, taking all the unknown terms on one side and known terms on the other. So 6x minus 5x is equal to 6 minus 2. X is equal to 4. This is my solution of the given equation. Now we have our variables in numerator and denominator of both the sides of the equation. So you don't need to get scared of it. Just go ahead with whatever knowledge you have, or basic operations, mathematical operations. Like what would you do if it's not an algebraic expression and if it's just one fraction and other fraction. So remember, if you have 2 upon 3 equals 5 upon 7, what would you do? I want to get rid of this 3 over here, so I'll multiply the numerator with 3 on both the sides. And if I want to get rid of this 7 over here, so I'll have to divide or multiply by 7 on both the sides. So what happens is, what are we left with? 7 into 2 and 5 into 3. 2 by 3 equals 5 by 7. This was my previous equation. When I see this, I feel as if it is cross multiplied. So 7 into 2 and 3 into 5. Okay. By following your mathematical operational rules, you get this, which can be also stated to simplify my work as cross multiplied. So I may use this word cross multiplied, but then you mean that we have done all this mathematical operation and then we have reached to this step. Okay. Similarly, if I want to get rid of these denominators, I'll have to take the denominators on the other side. That means either we can say they are cross multiplied, or I have multiplied x minus 2 in the numerator of both the sides and multiplied x plus 3 in the numerator of both the sides. So it means one and the same thing. So to simplify while speaking, I just say that they are cross multiplied. So x plus 3 into this bracket will give you x plus 3, which is equal to x minus 2 into this bracket. This also goes on the other side, it becomes x minus 2. So there is no denominator, as we have 1 in the denominator over here. Okay, I don't need to write 1. Therefore, this is nothing but a plus b. We can solve it by a plus b the whole square, and over here a minus b the whole square. But if you don't remember the formula, you can open the brackets. X plus 3 second term into second bracket. Same, first term into second bracket, second term into second full bracket. Therefore, x square plus 3x plus 3x plus 9 equals x square minus 2x minus 2x plus 4. Minus 2 into minus 2 is plus 4. So remember that. Okay. Now no need to get scared of the x square term, as it can be eliminated from both the sides of the equation, as both are plus x square. And what we are left with in the next step of this equation will be 6x plus 9 is equal to minus 4x plus 4. Minus 4x come on the other side and hence it becomes 4x. So 6x plus 4x is equal to plus 9 on the other hand of the equation becomes minus 9. So we have 10x is equal to minus 5. Simplifying the equation, we get x is equal to minus 5 by 10, that is minus 1 upon 2. So here we get the solution, which we can substitute back in the equation and check whether after substituting the value of x, the equation still stands true. So in today's class, we studied linear equations in one variable right from the basics. In the next video, we'll be studying the applications of this in our practical world. Till then, thank you. Stay home and stay safe.